Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. You know, I'm always complaining about media bias. Of course, I have media bias, but here's the difference. I'm the editorial page. I don't even pretend to be the news page. I do come with an axe to grind. I'm trying to correct all the garbage being done by the so-called mainstream media out there. But every once in a while, my heart gets warm when the media does what it's supposed to do and holding politicians accountable. That really is one of the roles, one of the ideas, if you will, behind government is that behind the media is that it's supposed to hold all institutions, business institutions, governmental institutions, organizations, all of them accountable. Even if it isn't popular, that's part of good radio. Unfortunately, they've abandoned that role, and rarely do we see this. Now, as we set up this is from NBC News. This is from earlier this week. And if this were a Republican president, the entire 30 minutes would be about this, and it would be scandalous. But I'm grateful that they gave 3 minutes to this story. And here it is. This, again, is from NBC Nightly News, and this is Brian Williams.
The website for the president's new health care law is back up tonight after yet another technical problem over the weekend that prevented people from signing up for health insurance yet again. For many middle-class Americans who buy their own health insurance, there could be another frustration, and that is sticker shock, after some learn they must buy new policies that cover more but cost more as well. NBC's Peter Alexander at the White House for us tonight. Peter, good evening.
Brian, good evening. After weeks of questions about whether the Obamacare website could be fixed and when, many policy experts say that is masking what is the real issue here, how much these plans will actually cost.
It was one of President Obama's key selling points for his new health care law.
If you've got health insurance, it doesn't mean a government takeover. You keep your own insurance. You keep your own doctor. If you like your plan, you can keep your plan.
But in Los Angeles, that isn't what Deborah Cavallaro is finding. A self-employed realtor, she buys her own insurance. Cavallaro's provider recently sent her this notice, reading, because of the requirements of the new laws, we can no longer offer your current policy.
All I want is what I currently have. I want to keep my doctors, and I would like to have lower premiums.
The insurance company is offering her a new plan that would cost $484 a month versus her current $293 premium, a 65% increase. Why so much more? The Affordable Care Act requires that all plans include 10 essential health benefits, from maternity care to pediatric services. The administration points out many people will get subsidies to help offset the higher costs. And most traditional employer-based and government plans that roughly 80% of Americans rely on will not be affected. That millions will lose or have to change their individual policies is not a surprise to the administration. NBC News senior investigative correspondent Lisa Myers found buried in the 2010 Obamacare regulations language predicting a reasonable range for the percentage of individual policies that would terminate is 40% to 67%. Health policy expert Bob Lashevsky says the new rules make it difficult to carry over an old plan with less comprehensive coverage.
The problem with Obamacare and where we are at now is the Obama administration has decided to implement this in a really rigid way.
And White House officials insist they have always said insurance policies could change to offer more benefits. And to emphasize the affordability, tonight the administration says nearly half of all uninsured single young adults could get health coverage for $50 a month, Brian, or less.
Peter Alexander at the White House for us tonight. Peter, thanks.
That's it. I'm shocked. I'm surprised. I'm elated. Frustration, I do think my producer pointed out that sure is putting it mildly. It's almost really scandalous. When you're essentially increasing by 40%, 50%, 60% what you're supposed to pay, if you no longer have the policy you want. This woman clearly is outside of the age of giving birth. Yes, she's required in this policy that she has to buy now to have that type of coverage in there is insane. And it kind of shows you the cahoots going on between government and the mega businesses, because guess who's profiting from that? It's the insurance company that's going to profit ultimately from that. There we go. It's your crony capitalism at its worst at the expense of the average American. I'm Kevin Price. More for you right after this on The Price of Business.